The time has come to reclaim our legacy.
First contact, bad timing. The first thing I noticed when the gravity field stabilized was the smell. Not unpleasant, just unexpected. Like warm rain and crushed mint leaves. I blinked, trying to adjust as the shimmering gateway closed behind me. I had just stepped into the throne hall of the Zalari Dominion, making me Earth's first envoy to the most powerful alien empire in the Orion Spur. I'm Marcus Hale. Linguist, diplomat, professional warrior, was supposed to introduce humanity to the cosmos with dignity instead. I tripped, not a graceful stumble, not a subtle misstep. I performed a full arms windmilling, leg-splayed piece of slapstick tragedy, and landed face first on what I hoped wasn't a sacred carpet. A hush fell across the chamber. Dozens of Zalari nobles stared at me, their translucent eyes shimmering like opals, their elegant frilled crests puffed up in alarm. And then I saw her, the Alien Queen Seralyth of House Velcorin. Her appearance hit me like a meteor to the solar plexus. The Zalars were known for their beauty. Hers was the kind that rewrote definitions. Tall, lithe, luminescent skin, shifting from silver blue to a soft lavender hue. A bioluminescent crown of tendrils framed her face, and her eyes, those huge, luminous galaxies whirled. I studied me with amused surprise. I tried to stand. Instead, I squeaked. Actually squeaked. Human envoy, Marcus Hale, the court herald announced, his voice melodic and thrumming. Representative of Earth, he requests an audience with her celestial radiance, Queen Seralyth. The Queen stepped forward. "Rise, Marcus Hale," she said, her voice warm and melodic. "You need not bow so." Enthusiastically, laughter rippled through the court. I wanted the gateway to reopen so I could crawl back to Earth and live as a hermit atop a mountain. But I forced myself upright. "Your radiance," I said, somehow stringing the words together. "It is an honor." Her crest glimmered softly. "The honor is mutual." She was even more stunning up close. Her skin shimmered like starlight on water, and her features were both alien and breathtaking. It was too much for my sleep-deprived diplomat brain. Which is how, instead of saying something diplomatic and historic, I said the stupidest thing possible. "You're so beautiful I can't even speak." The words slipped out. My brain realized them half a second too late. The court gasped. I died. I actually died inside. But then the alien queen blushed. Her entire face glowed a vivid rose gold, bioluminescence flaring across her cheeks and crest. She raised a hand to cover her mouth like a startled maiden in a romance hala. "Oh," she murmured. "Well, that is unexpected." I had flustered the queen of a star empire. This was definitely going in the history books. I, the queen. Requests my presence, I. Expected to be escorted back to my ship and politely exiled forever. Instead, the queen invited me to a private audience. Her attendants guided me through crystalline corridors that resonated faintly with song like the palace itself hummed with life. When the doors to her private solar garden opened, I froze. It was like stepping into a dream. Floating flower pods drifted overhead, shedding soft particles of light. A miniature star burned warmly at the garden's center, contained in a shimmering energy sphere. The air smelled of nectar and ozone. Queen Seralyth stood by a glowing pool, her reflection fracturing in the ripples. When she turned, her blush returned in a delicate shimmer. "I apologize for my reaction earlier," she said. "My emotions manifest visibly." "You and me both," I said, hands hovering awkwardly by my sides. Though in my case, it's just sweating. A soft trill escaped her Zalari laughter. She gestured for me to join her by the pool. "You speak boldly for one meeting an alien monarch." "I speak stupidly under pressure," I corrected. "And yet," she said, "I found your words sincere." I choked on air. "They were." This time her glow deepened again, and she dipped her head shyly. "You honor me." No diplomatic textbook had ever prepared me for flirting with an alien queen, so I said, desperate to divert the conversation before I said something else mortifying. "What did you want to discuss privately?" Her expression softened. "I wished to understand your people. And you me. You spoke to me without fear." I fell on my face in front of your entire court. "A bold strategy," she said with a playful tone. I stared. "Wait, was that a joke?" "It was," she said proudly. "I appreciate your humor," I said. Grinning, her glow brightened again. 3 stories shared for ours. We walked through the garden. She asked about Earth's oceans, cultures, art, cuisine. She was fascinated by the concept of fiction. "Your species knowingly tells false stories to one another for pleasure?" she asked. "Absolutely," I said. "It's one of our defining traits." She leaned closer. "Will you tell me one?" My mouth went dry. "It's complicated. Stories are emotional, personal. Enjoy emotions," she said softly. And that was the moment I knew I was in trouble, romantically, emotionally, universally. In trouble, I told her one of my favorites, an old Earth's myth about a mortal who fell in love with a celestial being. As I spoke, her eyes shimmered softly, reflecting every detail. When I finished, she whispered, "Your stories hold great beauty. They reveal your heart." Nobody's ever said that about my rambling before. Her crest fluttered, another sign of embarrassment. "Perhaps they should." Silence settled, not awkward but warm, comforting. "Charged you imparted a story to me," she said. "May I share one of my people?" I nodded. She told me the legend of Ozarin, a Zayalari queen who loved a star wanderer from another galaxy. Their love united distant worlds and ushered in an age of peace. "It is not common for us to bond with other species," she said softly, "but it is not forbidden." The way she looked at me then nearly liquefied my knees. IV. A diplomat's heart should not race like this. The sun star dimmed as hours passed, signaling night cycle. The queen guided me to a balcony overlooking her capital city, towers of crystal rising like frozen lightning, floating bridges weaving between them. "It is beautiful," I murmured. "Thank you," she said. "But I sense your thoughts are elsewhere. You make it difficult to think of anything else." Her glow flared so brightly I had to shield my eyes. "You must not say such things," she said, but her voice was trembling. Should I stop? No. We stood together beneath the artificial twilight, silence stretching between us like a tether. Finally, she spoke. "Human Marcus Hale, may I touch your hand?" Nobody had asked me that before. The careful respect in her voice made my chest tighten. "Please." Her fingers were cool and smooth, bioluminescent patterns drifting beneath the surface, as though her veins carried light. When our hands met, I felt connection. Not mystical, not telepathic, just 2 beings bridging impossible difference with simple contact. She let out a soft, breathy sound. "Your skin is warm, and you're glowing." "Am I?" she asked, mortified, very. She hid her face with her free hand. "Your words should be illegal. I can stop. I did not want you to." V. The confession hours later. When the garden lights dimmed fully, she guided me back toward the gateway chamber. Duty loomed. My mission wasn't romance. It was diplomacy and trade negotiations and planetary alliances. But when she stopped at the threshold, reluctance flickered across her luminous features. "Marcus Hale," she said quietly, "our time together has been brief. Yet significant, it has. There is something I must ask you before you depart." I turned fully toward her. "Anything." Her crest quivered. "Do you wish to see me again?" Relief, joy, disbelief, all of it burst inside my chest like fireworks. "Yes, more than anything." Her glow returned, soft but radiant. "Then I grant you permission to remain within the Zalari Dominion as my honored guest." "Is that a diplomatic position?" I asked. "It is." She hesitated. "Flexible, if you wish it to be." I stepped closer, feeling the electric tension rise. "Queen Seralyth, may I say something bold?" "You always do. You're the most beautiful being I've ever seen. Not just physically. All of you." Her entire body lit up like a sunrise. "Marcus," she whispered, voice trembling, "you must not, but I do." She stared at me, overwhelmed, flustered, glowing brighter than the star in her garden. "You make it impossible to remain regal," she murmured. "I think you manage it pretty well." She laughed soft. Breathless Anne drew in a steadying breath. "If you stay," she said, eyes shimmering, "you will not merely be an envoy. You will be someone important to me." My heart tried to escape my ribcage. "Seralyth," I said gently, "I'd like that. More than you know." Her fingers brushed mine again, hesitant but hungry for contact. "Then remain," she whispered. With me, I tangled my fingers with hers. "I'm not going anywhere." Her light flared one last time. Brilliant. Breathtaking. The Alien Queen had blushed again, and this time it was for no one's eyes but mine.